Hello, this is Mr. Sam. I've just had quite a good day, and it got me wonder, what are the factors of a good day? It is quite a weird feeling that I have. This is like the best day in probably 1 month. And basically, I did my study. I have um, been doing some side projects, so I've been learning how to code. I've been doing my course today, and I was trying to make myself like a 2D game, easy one, and it took me like a few hours, but I eventually created the windows and everything with Pygame. And man, I'm happy. Today it's so good. I like it more than the days where I sit down and play video games all day. I even have to say I kind of like it more than the days where I go out and have a good time with my friends. So that's quite a peculiar thing, isn't it? So I feel happiness. And what is a happy life? By definition, a happy life is basically a continuity of happy days, right? So if you have 30 happy days every single month, of course you're gonna have a happy life. And the problem is that all of those productive, you can't really say productive, like there is some absolutely useless things that I do, but there is this certain activity that you you grind no dopamine doing it. Like you have such a small amount of dopamine that produces in your brain when you think about doing it. So, for example, doing writing, story writing, one of my hobbies, right? Or go there and study, do your exercise. Yeah, today I did my workouts too, and I was tired, but I am fulfilled. And all this kind of things that when you think about doing it, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do it. It's frustrating. Like, I would not be a happy person if I do that. I would rather watch some YouTube videos or play a few games of League of Legends. But it turns out that if you follow your first instinct, you're gonna have less of a satisfaction than you actually do what you were supposed to do. And I think the same thing applies to like many things in life, right? So I think it's gonna be a very great strategy if you just kind of remind yourself that, oh my god, doing this makes me happy, and I would like to repeat this again tomorrow. The kind of vibe. And so if this is actually true, so if a life that is pursuing what you want, a life that is actually just trying to make something happen, a life that is trying to build something, is literally happier than a life that's just having short-term high dopamine enjoyment, then that is kind of freeing, isn't it? Because like when you think about it, if you hate your job, if you hate your work, if you hate whatever you're doing right now, and then you're just doing it so that you will have a better pay and you can retire early. So you're kind of like sacrificing a portion of your life into, oh, my life really begins in like after I retire, after I accumulate this amount of money, and then I will be a happy person. If I can just be happy by working, doesn't that mean I will have all my days to be happy? That's quite cheerful, isn't it? So this is the life that I was. People always talk about the life of self-improvement. I think, oh my god, this is actually quite good, no? Like I actually can recall myself having this kind of feeling after a day where I actually just grind my shit out and I end my day knowing that I have did something great and that I have become a greater person. Bro, but how come I just fall off the very next day every single day, man? Guess I really need to work on improvements and stuff. I mean, there is always like a series of motivated days and a series of depressed days where you just sink inside your brain and you all you wanted to do is eat junk food and not exercise and do the easiest thing possible. But I actually figured that out just I think just this year. So see, I am the kind of guy. Wait, it was just right here. I am the kind of guy who keeps diary entries and all my plans on the book, and I've been doing it for like 3 years already. And I would say it really helped my life, at least to the extent where I can understand myself, so I can just clearly see that okay, I have this periodic behavior where sometimes I just can't do it. Sometimes I just feel dread, and sometimes I feel motivated. The thing is, how do you get out from this dreaded situation? One very very incorrect mindset. Okay, this is my experience now. I can't really say that, oh, this is definitely right, but one mindset that I was suffering from when I am like much more struggling, when I'm struggling much harder than where I am now, is to think that self-improvement is like a slope, so it goes on a straight line. So you want to be a better person than yesterday, and you wanted to be a better person the very next day, and you wanted to repeat this, and then you just go up, right? And to have this kind of mindset when you're streaking, when you're having like a hot streak, or you have like 1 month in a row great day, that's gonna be awesome. And I kind of felt that when I have 1 month where I finish all my goals, I'm very happy. But the problem with that kind of mindset is whenever you kind of break your streak, so you were wenting up like this and you reach this certain point, now the very next day your behavior just dropped lower. You are not as good as yesterday, and bam, that's devastating. Like, bro, you're sad about it. I am sad about it. When you feel like, oh, I lost progress, now I have to, now my mind will be like, oh my god, I need 4 or 5 days to get myself back up there. I need to do that. And then all of a sudden you just feel like the weight on your back was way too heavy for you to handle, and then you're just gonna give up. So the very next day you're gonna find it to be even harder to pick yourself back up. The very next day you felt the same, because just to believe that humans just have good days and bad days, so you will have easier days and harder ones, right? And eventually you will break your motivation, and there were times where I stopped my journal entry for like, sometimes there were once that I stopped it for like almost a month. And then without the journal entry, I just lost the tracker. I just did not remind myself to get out from this dreadful situation, right? So the problem with that mindset is it's like eventually it's gonna be very hard for you to get back up after you fell down. But now I more oftenly think of my life as a spiral. So It's not like you're going down and you fell off and you have to try hard to pick yourself back again and you're losing progress. It is only natural that your life goes around and around like this. There are high tides and there are low tides, and eventually you just have to try and pick yourself up at the low tide, and you have to have this clear understanding that the low of your life is natural. It's gonna happen. It's not because you did not do well enough, and that's not a good reason for you to give up. It is a spiral. So you just have to make sure this time your low tide is shorter than the last one. You're doing a bit better than the last one. And when you're feeling motivated, you're gonna do better than your last motivated sessions. And so your life is just, it's going up, but it's not like a straight line. It's going up and down like this. It's more like a stock graph, right? And there is people who invested their money, and if the stock goes up, they're happy, and they never have to worry about anything. But if the stock goes down, they start panicking. They started to have anxiety, and they do irrational things, and sometimes they even sold their stock and make the loss permanent. So those are the type of man that I was in terms of tracking on myself. And yeah, just have to figure it out that investing on yourself and the stock will always go up as long as you don't quit. All right, like today, I was just gonna share about a great day and my feeling, but yeah, it turns into a motivational speech. All right, probably I will make a YouTube video about how I keep all my entries. There was a messy table. Yeah, I have my own system. It was not quite good because I was not like following a YouTube video on it. I started watching like self-improvement YouTube video after I kind of started the journaling, but I just get so used to my system, and I just didn't want to change it. I'm gonna share that probably later. All right, that's it for today's video. Have a great evening.